I heard that you're going to have Andrew Hayden down at some point. He's fantastic, really one of my favourite vloggers. He's really, really good. But Andrew often writes about things that he saw months ago, and suddenly he will then start writing about it. And I think that that's really fascinating because, one, he's writing about it in a context of perhaps many other things that he's seen since and that feed into what he then writes, but also he writes in the context of the fact that he probably, without doubt, will have read a lot of the reviews, yes, that are already out. And so, in a sense, his writing becomes something which bounces off the writing that is already existing around that piece of work. Not surprising, much more interesting, much more reflective, much more layered writing, because that's what's happening. And I think there have been sort of situations in the past where there was a very good example, which was a show called Three Kingdoms, which was written by Simon Stevens and directed by Sebastian Newbling, which was on at the Lyric about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years even now. The reviewers that night, I was there, but I wasn't reviewing, Michael was reviewing. The reviewers had to write, in fact, immediately afterwards, and didn't make a very good job of it, yeah? And then the bloggers from a few days after that their reviews started to come out, and it became a big thing where they kind of attacked the mainstream press for not having understood something. But of course they absolutely had the benefit of hindsight and, as I say, of bouncing off those other reviews. And sometimes, as we all know, when you read something, it's easy to go, oh no, that's not right, that's wrong, and it clarifies your own feelings about something in some ways. I personally am not a great one for lots and lots of research. But in a way I don't have to, because I've been reviewing theatre for 30 years and I've seen Hamlet 35 times. Yes, but that's not to say, if you've never seen Hamlet, that you couldn't write a review that is just as interesting, in fact maybe more interesting. I hate those reviews where the reviewer begins, this isn't like John Gielgud in 1932. And I kind of go, I wasn't here in 1932. And I just personally kind of think, I don't want to have to learn Latin or read several books before I get into the theatre. So I think in terms of being a reviewer, it's a kind of fine line between just being open and receptive and actually making sure that you don't look stupid. Yeah. There is, on one hand, that you go and you just say, I treat everything, whether in fact it's Hamlet, The History Boys, or a new play by Lucy Kirkwood, yes, as if they are all fresh texts. And the other way that, of course, that you can look at it is that you can turn around and say, I want to be informed and authoritative, and therefore I will try and do a lot of research. In the end, if it's a new play, you probably won't be able to do any research anyway. There won't be anything available even on the web, really, about the play. Though some of you are going to go in with some pre-knowledge about it, for a lot of you, it is going to be a completely new experience. And I suppose you may just want to cover your back, which is that it would then look slightly insane if you wrote a review that didn't acknowledge, perhaps, that how important this play was when it was first produced, not least that, in fact, of course, that it launched the careers of, James Corden, Samuel Barnett, Jamie Parker, a number of fantastically good actors who came out of it.